Hi! Just a little early morning thoughts because I tend to do resin first thing in the morning before I go to paying commissions and things. It's just kind of my first thing me time. You have your coffee, I have my resin. Yeah. Um, the store where I get my supplies no longer carries Envirotex, which I have been using, which actually turned out to be a good thing. Me and Envirotex, we didn't get along at first. Everybody's like, oh, wonderful, wonderful. And I, no matter what I did, had a problem with bubbles. And finally, I defeated the bubble problem and was coming up with some really nice, glassy, smooth, perfect stuff. The bubble problem was defeated by using a heat gun, and I have recorded a tutorial for something that I've been making that I just haven't had time to put together yet. But the store switched to a new brand that I had never heard of, and it's called Parks Super Glaze. And I tried it for the first time yesterday, and wow. So here's a quick comparison between my experience with Envirotex and my experience with EasyCast and this new Super Glaze, which I always intend to say stuff later, and then I get caught up in work. With EasyCast, which I only got to use for one kit, a very small kit, less bubbles. It was definitely EasyCast. Had to stir for 10 minutes with a toothpick, as recommended by people who know more than me. Came up with some pretty good stuff. 24-hour curing time. You know, your average stuff. Envirotex, lots of bubbles. Defeated it with a heat gun, however, and a little process I do for polishing while wet, actually. And have to stir for 10 minutes. That was 10 minutes for like up to about 3 ounces of stirring. If I went over 3 ounces, I had to increase my stir time from 10 minutes to up to 20. I haven't stirred for 30 yet, unless I forgot what I was doing because I was watching TV. 24-hour curing time. Parks. Less bubbles. That rocks. Much like EasyCast. Stirring time is far, far less. The instructions say 3 minutes, and I did stop at 3 minutes yesterday because I was like, well, let's see how it does. I'll run my stuff, and my stuff is good. But I've been stirring 5 to 7 minutes today because I don't just go by time. I'm looking in the cup, and I'm looking for the strings to see how well it's mixed. So at 4 ounces, I can stir from 3 to 7 minutes and have it mixed. Curing time, 8 hours is dry to touch, but the box says it cures completely in 72 hours. So I did a little experiment, and I poured it, and then I stuck it in the oven at 170 degrees, which was as low as my oven can go, for 30 minutes. And I came up with really dry stuff. It wasn't completely cured, but it was enough that I didn't have to worry about my cat sitting on it and carrying it off on her hairy butt. These were made with the Parks yesterday. They were oven fired, so to speak. They are a lot more sturdy than the ones I would make with Envirotex. This is Parks. With Envirotex, I had to do extra steps that I really hated doing to make the charm sticker, and it took me 3-4 days to make a batch of charms. This is like the next day. It's not even 24 full hours, and I've already got a charm that's, well, I baked it and cheated, but I've already got a charm that's ready to go. It's a little bendy, but considering it takes Parks extra time to cure completely, I'm thinking it's gonna probably harden even better. Probably never completely. I didn't exactly make it very thick, but you know, yeah. So my little drunk Gara charms are ready to go, and they look fabulous. So Parks, I get mine at the hardware store. I believe it's Home Depot. There's like 3, and I get them all confused. The only one I can remember completely is Menards, because that's a funny name. And yeah, so looking good. Just a quick thought on this new brand. I think I might want to stick with it for a while.